Hey guys, we're back. We're back for another show, and I'm gonna tell you something. This brother that I'm gonna bring on today, he is a phenomenal actor, and when you see him tonight on the trilogy of the movie, blockbuster movie, True to the Game, you're gonna understand why he's here today. My brother Malik Barnhardt played in True to the Game one, two, and three, and when I say he killed it, literally killed it in the movie. It goes without saying this brother is put in that work, and working on the set with him, see him in action, and then obviously just appreciating the craft of acting. It's important that we pay homage to those who have obviously put in that work, and give this man's roses now, and let people know that this game of acting is serious business. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the incredible actor Malik Barnhardt. It's good,
Yo, Dennis, what's going on, bro?
man. It's all good in the hood, man. Well, this is
Yo,
not
first of all,
exactly the hood
thank
right
you.
now, but it's
Listen,
good.
I see how you doing it. I see your name been buzzing, man. I've been hearing about you. I've been seeing you all over YouTube, everywhere, man. IG, you doing your thing. Of course, at ATL, that's your stomping grounds where you make it happen. But I just want to say thank you for that introduction, man. Appreciate you, brother.
The first, it was interesting. When the first time I met you on set, I mean, it was years ago, and it's been a beautiful ride, man. And then
Yeah.
we had opportunity to get on the yacht. And
Oh,
so,
yeah.
yes, upon that yacht, it was a real experience.
Yeah,
That's
for
when we
sure.
did our first run. So I
Yes,
just want to
sir.
get right into it. Let people know who was Malik Barnhart and how you started in this acting game.
Oh wow. I'll try to be quick. Okay, so
Take your
basically,
time, brother. We ain't gonna rush you.
basically, I hail from Newark, New Jersey. And as far as acting is concerned, I always wanted to do it since as young as 5, 6. It was always something I wanted to do. And basically, I started taking it serious when I serious as an adult. And what I did was I started working for Fat Farm in Russell Simmons Fat Farm, and I would go to NYU. I took some classes at NYU while I was working at Fat Farm, and Russell would give me shots here and there. Long story short, Russell took a liking to me. They made me a store manager, but he knew that I wanted more out of, I was always searching for more and more and more. So what he did was he called me to his office and he said, "Yo, man, I want you to go to California. I don't care if you're a beach bum, whatever you gotta do, but he wrote me a check. He said, just go, and I don't want to stop you from following your dreams." So 22 years later, here I am.
Man, it's funny you say that about
I
Russell.
can't hear
I
you.
work. I said, can you hear me?
Oh, hold up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very good.
Somebody
I can,
tried to call me just now.
but I can hear you, and that's why you turn your do not disturb on, because sometimes people will jump in there and interrupt your audio. But anyway, interesting you talk about Fab Farm. I used to work for Russell Simmons Hip Hop Summit, so I know you when you took that walk up the stairs in the office to the suite, the exclusive Russell
Damn, I
Simmons
can't hear
office.
anything.
Can you hear me? Testing one two one
Hello,
two.
hello.
Hello, I hear you. I hear you. Can you hear me? Okay, so go back out and come back in.
Call back.
Yes. No, go. Click the link again. Leave and come back in. Well, I tell you, I mean, in YouTube, things do happen, but I definitely want you guys. Once he comes back on the platform, I'll bring him back up. Meanwhile, I want you guys to share the video. We're going to get into some real good stuff. We're going to talk about a host of things involving acting, his pathway into acting, as well as growing up in the hard streets of Newark, New Jersey. I think I got the brother back. I got him back. I see you, Malik. I see you. Here we come, Malik. He's back. so, so what I was saying was I worked for Russell as well at his, for the Hip Hop Summit.
Mhm, mhm.
And I know you when you had to walk up those steps to his exclusive office, you know, we know there's office within office that we had baby fat and everything. So yeah, shout out to Russell. Russell opened the door for a lot of people, and it didn't just start with Fat Farm. I met Russell when Kamara was 17 years old.
Oh wow!
So I go back. But talk about growing up in Newark, New Jersey. I grew up in the South Bronx, and Newark, New Jersey is like the South Bronx to me.
Yeah, for sure. Now, growing up in Newark, well, I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and growing up in Newark for me, it was very family orientated. Me and my first cousins, all our cousins, we always hung at each other's houses, or I had my friends, and we were in the hood, but we didn't feel like we were trapped in this place. It
wasn't of the hood.
No, because it's the 70s. It was a different time for everybody, and the epidemics like drugs and crack and all that stuff. It didn't start yet. It hadn't started. If you messed with drugs back then, you was an old head. At the pool hall or something like that. You know what I mean? So,
on the other stuff.
And then real quickly, what happened was my mother decided to move. She decided to move to Florida when I was like 12. So I went down there with her because I thought, it was gonna be like, palm trees, beautiful, whatever, Disney World. So I moved down there, and that's when I discovered racism. Very, very like crazy, like bold, like white folks just telling you, calling you the N-word right to your face. And what I wound up doing real quickly is 3.5 years later, I used to cut the grass. I used to cut people's yard to make money. And what I did was I ran away from home at 15, and I never went back.
Malik, our lives are parallel, brother. I think I moved out. I got my own place in Harlem around 15, 16 years old. I had a room in Harlem. I just had to get out the Bronx. I had to get my own bed.
Had to get your own. Yeah, but I mean, I went to school and all that. What I did was I went back to Jersey, and I stayed with a couple family members, and I stayed with my friends, and I just made Jersey my home. But that would turn out to be not the smartest idea, and one thing led to another. I got caught up in a situation where it put me away for some time, and it was at that moment, those years, where I really said, you know what, I want to be an actor. Like I want to be known as an actor. This is what I want to do. I've been sidetracked this whole time, and that was it. I was released in '96, and I just kept moving forward since '96. And I like to pat myself on the back, but since '96, I mean, since I arrived here in 2000, I've been a part of over 50 projects. So and it was all through just put myself at the right place at the right time. It's not no agent was making deals for me, willing and dealing. Right now, to date, an agent has yet to will and deal for me, and get me the money I want, the situation I want. I've been doing everything by myself, which is cool, but it's not. I wouldn't tell people it's not practical,
Right.
And if you want to be,
things.
and if you want to be taken seriously, you want to work together with people, and you want that people to speak for you in certain situations, and before your presence. And I mean, and when you're present, of course, you speak for yourself, but you want people to will and deal for you, so you won't look so thirsty or too excited to get a role or anything. Yeah, Malik will do it. He'll take $5. You know what I mean? So but that's what I felt like I needed to do to prove to myself that I was capable. Now I understand. I know where I'm at, and it's I'm playing a different ball game now.
I tell people, not necessarily in the movie field, but in music, that if you're the person negotiating your deals, you're hustling backwards because people will always try to give you the short end of the stick. That's why I commend you for letting people know the real, that you need an agent to help you navigate to those deals and close those deals. Because what you may ask for is not what you can probably get for what you do.
Right.
And I think, because people will take advantage of you in this business. So I commend you for sharing that. And I think this is, that's a teaching moment for people that are moving around Hollywood, and you in Hollywood right now. You stand out. You are you stand out in the crowd because You've done 50 projects already. Can you tell everybody who was your inspiration, acting inspiration, in coming into this business?
People gonna laugh at me when I say this, but it's real. Gary Coleman. Gary Coleman,
What,
and
Gary?
then yes, Gary Coleman, and then after that it was Emmanuel Lewis. It was Alfonso Ribeiro. You know, it was the guys that looked like me, but I was so far removed from. You know, I'm gonna be honest. Like in Jersey, when I really wanted, like I used to beg my moms about acting, but to be honest, she didn't have a clue. I mean, she didn't know what to do. I mean, there was no Google and all this stuff. So I used to try to call the Cosby Show. I used to look through the phone books and or like wait till the credit go off and it says such and such street, Brooklyn, blah blah blah. There was a phone number, and I would call this number. It was, so basically, what I liked about Gary Coleman was that he was this little person, but he was so charismatic. He was like a grown man. He was like he probably was. He was like 52 back then. He was, you know, but he was just this little, especially when he was on the Jeffersons. He was so tiny, and he was head to head with Sherman Hemsley.
That's right.
He was incredible. He was incredible. So he was that person that I feel like I really really wanted to, you know, following his footsteps. I wanted to be the young kid on the TV show saying all the, you know, all the cool stuff, and you know what I mean, the tagline, and you know all the you know all that fun stuff.
And you
Of course,
mentioned Emmanuel Lewis, another one that actually lived in Atlanta for a while. I think he still
yeah,
lives there.
yeah. Emmanuel Lewis, because he was another one. He was even tinier and just so charismatic. And you know, you like to see people like that. It's like a little. It's like a little big person. You know, with big personality. You know, seemed like well beyond his years. You know what I mean, as far as age. And I always like those. I like what I saw when it came to acting back in the 70s, back in the 80s. Of course, when I got into it, it was a whole different ball game. New experiences. Life is more real. It's more about, you know, it's more transparent on screen, you know. So I like what it turned into, because you grow into these things. So I mean, before I was looking at watered down versions of what I liked, what I loved, but now I understand what my position in this game and what I want to offer and what I have to offer.
Let's fast forward to working on True to the Game one. When you got that call that they, hey, Malik, we have a role that we think this will be good for you. Let's talk about that.
Oh, that's crazy. That's a good question too, because honestly, movies are beautiful because they really deliver that magic. You know, you never know what's gonna happen. Like, to be honest with you, Preston Whitmore called me, and he had, I guess he just taken the job, but they had already hired like the main actors. And he called me and said, "Yo, Malik, come down here, man. I need you to come down here and do me a favor, man, and bring one of those suits you be wearing. You know, one of them suits."
Because you're
You
sharp
know,
dressing, brother. Sharp dressing.
thanks. Thank you, bro. Thanks. So I went down there, I bought the suit, and that one day turned into like 2 weeks because he kept adding little things, and then one day he came to me and said, "Yo, I wrote you a scene. It's a great scene," and which was true. He wrote me a solid scene where I was playing in the crack house with Andre Fuller's character and a host of other, you know, girls and all that stuff. And
Jarrell.
yeah, Jarrell, yes, exactly. And that that phone call, him saying, "Come down here and bring one of those suits you wear," turned into the trilogy. You know, I got called for two. And in two, I worked for about 2 weeks, and then Manny Haley, the producer of the trilogy, True to the Game, he walked up to me and he's like, "It's a wrap on Malik." He's like, "Malik, congratulations, you made it to three." So that was really cool. You know what I mean?
I was riding with you on 2 and 3, and I think it was a great decision on the part of man to keep you a part of all three. You
Mm.
know, let's talk about working with the other actors that you worked with. For example, Erica, Vivica, you know, uh, just Jeremy, uh, Dre Fuller. Let's talk
hmm
about working with them. They're some incredible actors.
I'll start with Vivica, and this is the beautiful thing about this business is that people that don't know you, like, okay, so you're not popular, you're not famous, but you've been around, you've been hustling the game. Celebrities will know you because they would have had worked with you a time or two. Vivica and I have worked on a few projects. You know what I mean, a few projects. We did stage play with Tiffany Haddish, and we did a lot of like soft, like PG stuff. And then like you cut to now, we doing this like this hardcore street, you know what I mean? Face off, you know what I mean? All this fun stuff. She's great to work with because of course she's a professional, she's an icon, she does her thing, but you can really like with the likes of her and like people like Darius McQuarrie, they come, they bring an A game to it, and which makes it easier for you to slide into your character.
Shout out to Darius.
Yeah, Darius, man, Darius killed all over the movie. Like I mean, I was like, man, you just walked in the park, man. You made it look so easy. And I put up a post today about Darius, and I said that he made me better. You know what I'm saying? And that's what actors do for each other when they appreciate each other. He told me he watched me, like he's been watching me, and I've been growing in the right direction, and I'm doing my thing. And we had just we flew to Philly, and like less than an hour from the airport, we was on set, and we were kind of running lines and okay, stretch this out. Let's put this here, put that there. Darius and I and we gelled so well together, and it was hurry up and shoot because it started raining. So,
right.
These are things,
That's
running
crazy.
and gunning.
Right.
Another thing I want to tell the actors out there, you can watch Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis, hell, Will Smith, you know what I mean? No pun intended. You can watch all these actors, but you gotta, yeah, you have to understand that these actors, when they do these movies and they get critically acclaimed, they spend time on these roles. Daniel Day-Lewis took 2 years to read everything about Lincoln before he even decided to say yes to doing Lincoln. When the urban community and indie films, shout out to Manny Haley and Haley Production, Amani Productions, but when we have he's trying to be a force of nature in his business, so he doesn't have the leisure to put 2 years into True to the Game or this and that. He might call me like, Malik, we need you to fly over here, boom, we need just 2 days, blah blah blah. And me as a team player, I have to say, you know what, I need to do this because this, it's bigger than me. It's a total package, and it's organized noise and confusion, but it's everybody has their drum to beat, and I needed to go beat my drum. And if they call me, I have to show up. And this is what gets you to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. It's not going to be like you plan it. It's going to come when it comes, and at your highest peak, you just got to be ready for everything. I
always say to people, life in this business is about showing up.
There you go.
Showing up and being ready. And a lot of times people misconstrue that as meaning that someone's going to hand it to you, and that's not the case. Showing up, and working with Manny, his style is unorthodox in that if you don't have the Hollywood budget, you have to improvise.
There you go.
The fact that people that he has on the team, they are able to move because they know him. Whilst it's when you're on the chessboard and you play chess, you're on the chessboard. You got time to think about the move. You got time to move the pawn. Move your pawn, your rooks, your bishops, your knights. With Manny, you better be ready to.
You got to be ready.
You got to be ready. It's like.
And I mean, and I'm using him as an example because we're here because of Manny Haley. But this is for everybody. When you want to be in this business, it's hurry up and shoot or hurry up and wait. But when it's your time, you have to go like you just walk on the set, like everything is fluffed out for you. You have to live in the world of make believe as it is, make believe. Because I can't explain to people in True to the Game 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 1. Oh, I had a headache that day. That's why Manny called me too early. I was asleep. You can't explain that to millions of people. So you have to just put on your best face and put the best foot forward.
But when it's wrapped, we see the magic of what happened.
That's what I mean about the magic. Yes.
Can you just talk a little bit about your role in the movie per se, in particular?
Okay, so my role initially from part 1, he was just like he was like the manager of the club or the doorman. So I was just like an extension to bring characters together, to like a glue, like bringing things together. And I didn't have a storyline or not even a name. I was a glorified extra for intents and purposes. And then in two, that's when it was like, okay, we have something here because people are dying, and we need somebody to be the glue to kind of connect all these people together. Suge, this one, that one, Jarrell, Jarrell's brother, you know what I mean? Because Lucky Malik has been here since day one, and that was
He
the
was
beauty.
the obvious go-to.
Yeah. I should have
And
had
boy,
Manny talk to my lawyer.
listen, I can't tell nothing about too much about the movie, but I don't think when they went to they got what what they were looking for.
Right, and I really appreciated the fact that Manny called me and he said, "Yo, we kind of working over here, we doing this and he said, and when I showed up, he pulled me to the side. He's like, "Look, this is what your character's gonna be, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Manny, you ain't shit," but I was happy to embrace it because you know what, that's what acting is. About being vulnerable, taking challenges, challenging your courage, you know what I mean? We all want to, be 007, jump off the roof, pow, 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 drink,
Right,
drink a Heineken with a nice girl later on, you know what I mean?
right. That
But
part, yeah.
but you have to realize that it's almost better to be the glue, to pass the baton. It's almost better, you know what I mean? Like for me, it came out 3 times dope, so
Man,
I'm not
when I
mad
tell
at
you,
it.
I thought we killed it on 2, but
Hmm.
3, it's coming on tonight. It's coming on, guys. I don't know where yet. Set your DVRs, get in front of the tube, grab your popcorn. I got some gourmet popcorn to be popping tonight. But it's
Nice.
all good. Because me, I'm working. Working the red carpets,
Hmm.
so I didn't get a chance to luxury of watching the movie multiple times, but I did get a chance to look at some of the editing. So tonight I have a time to enjoy it, to really
Hmm.
enjoy it down. Watch everyone do what they have to do, and
Right.
it feels good. And when you watch, you don't get the chance to see the movie until it's pretty much, unless we have a screening, like a
Hmm.
private screening. Some of the stuff that you didn't see until like it was wrapped, until
Right.
everything was
I'll tell you, like the premiere, the last premiere we had, I was very nervous about the whole thing. Like I was dragging my feet, like just like walking up the theater. And when I got in, like people, producers, of course,
Which one? Which one?
Rodney,
LA?
no, LA, yes. And they were all like, "Man, Malik, it's cool, man. You're gonna love it. You're gonna." I was just so like nervous because it's real at that point. You can't take it back. You
Yeah,
got to
take it
see
back.
what
Yeah, whatever's
we
happens
make.
is gonna happen tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Except that one scene with me and Darius. I don't remember this scene too much. I don't know. You got to watch the movie, but I don't remember that.
Yeah. Oh, that scene we ain't gonna talk about, but that scene right there. Mm. In the last 48 hours,
Hmm.
uh, the news cycle has been inundated with an incident that occurred on the biggest night in Hollywood, and obviously that is the Slapgate that occurred with Will Smith and Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Were you watching the Oscars at the time?
No, I got a call like minutes after the fact, and I watched it backwards, so my opinion was backwards. If that makes sense.
You watched it backwards,
Yeah, I watched the slap, and
like
then
this.
walked to the seat. Yeah, that slap, and then like don't then like no, watch, keep my wife's name out your MFM mouth. That's what I seen, and me as a passionate guy, I was like, yeah, like you know what I mean. I was feeling like because if you watch it backwards, that you're gonna feel. I didn't even hear what Chris Rock said. I watched it backwards. I just knew that he disrespected us. You know what I mean? I just knew that it was crazy, but as I watched it forward, it was more clear that damn, Will. I mean, Denzel said it best, right? You said it best. Like, and I don't know how you phrased that, but basically, when you're at your highest peak, that's when the devil comes for you. And he's been so squeaky clean all these years, and we can't afford mistakes because that was a big one, you know. And I feel for him because we love Will and we love Chris. And you know, at first it's easy to say, "Oh, Chris didn't hit him back. He didn't do anything back. Oh man, he's a sucker." But damn, man, he showed grace under
Very much so.
tremendous pressure.
For
You can
those
learn.
who are saying, and you're in the acting business, for those who are saying this wasn't real, it was fake. You've been in you're an actor. What did you think?
Yeah, it was real as gets. Because one thing you gotta understand is, like, some people say when he hit him, you heard that muffle. Yeah, that was Chris Rock's mic. That you know what I mean. He touched him. He touched the mic, and also the silence, the eerie silence, no big laughs. And once you see Will say, once you see the series, yeah, his face, it's no joke. Yeah, you know, it's no joke. We knew, but first of all, we knew it wasn't a joke when Chris Rock couldn't get it together.
He wanted to
And
give a documentary.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I present the next
yeah.
documentary to wait. Whoa, bro, you doing awards tonight?
Man, I really, honestly, man, I really felt for him because, okay, you can get embarrassed by someone getting embarrassed, and you can really feel the embarrassment, and it's not even you,
Right.
you know. And then I feel embarrassed for Chris, and then also I feel embarrassed for Will, like the next day, like to relive it and think it. And then, like, you did this family an incredible justice, and then took it away. And when they say, like, black folks mess it up for black folks, you know,
No,
I don't buy into that.
no,
but
you don't buy into
but
that.
but there is truth in it when you say, like, Questlove, I didn't even remember he got an Oscar. He got an Oscar. Or, you know, whoever else got an Oscar. It just illuminated
Overshadowed.
the whole night, overshadowed the whole night. Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
he was also accused of being a narcissist. He should be arrested. No, I don't think so. I think the embarrassment that he has to deal with for a long
Long
time.
time.
You
Trust me.
know, you look. Only other actor I know that has a really squeaky clean image is Denzel Washington.
Yes. And I'll tell you this. Remember when uh Marlon Brando, he decided to skip the Oscars, and he had the Native American woman come from a tribe and speak about reparations, blah 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 blah. Remember that?
Yes.
That was equivalent to this back then. And during that time, uh, John Wayne. John Wayne, they had to restrain him because he was trying to fight some of the native men that were there that showed up. He was trying to fight. They had to restrain him. So that was a big deal then, and more so looked at, frowned upon on Marlon Brando, right? And nothing has really overshadowed that until now.
You
Until
know
now.
something, brother? You know, funny you mentioned John Wayne. I was a John Wayne fan until I started doing research. And I was not aware of the racial animus he had towards people of color.
Oh yeah, man. You look. I mean, he grew up in a special time.
Yeah, and I used to be like the Duke,
Right.
like his movies. It was him, Clint Eastwood. These are my, like my Western heroes. Like, uh, you know, uh, man, I don't want to mention a lot of them because I don't know. I don't want to mention to him because they may have some history I didn't research yet.
Right. Well,
But
that's why it's cool to like the character and the person. We don't know the person,
right,
you know. So
right,
we like the character, the dude. Yeah, True Grit. Yeah, of course, you look cool, but we're not necessarily you probably wouldn't be cool with me personally. So I'm just on the outside looking in. I like the character, but personally, I don't fall in love with the person because I don't know
right, right.
him.
And that's why it's funny. And someone said something to me. One of my good friends said to me. He said, Dennis, people don't know. People are dealing with mental health issues in the film and like in the business, and we know that. Just think about all the actors have died in hotel rooms.
Yeah. Hmm.
People have died alone. We
Hmm.
just lost. Just most recently, we lost someone, a drummer, in a hotel room. We don't know
Right.
the cause of that is, but whenever I hear someone dies in the hotel room, it tells me that you know there's something more to that. It might
Yeah.
be drug or some kind of situation that they had to be by themselves. So we don't
Yeah.
know what will, and we don't know what this is going to, how this is going to impact his career. Like, you
I,
know,
I, yeah. I think that right now, even for him, that's not even important. I think getting the shame and the embarrassment and the stench off you, I think that's a bigger issue that he's probably dealing with. And he's a good guy, and we all are gonna revisit and give him a pass, and I'm sure he's gonna learn from this. And I think that we all have something to learn from this because I know I have something to learn from it. I learned from both of those guys and how they reacted and how they handled the situation. And I cannot speak like I'm above any of those guys as far as what happened because
right.
I made several mistakes, But watching someone else make the mistake,
It
there's
puts things in
something. Yeah,
perspective.
puts it in perspective for sure.
And
I mean, the N word in me said, yeah, get him. But the professional in me who wants to continue being a professional said, you know what? They could have went in the bathroom. He could have yoked him up in the bathroom and said, yo, don't talk about what, you know what I mean? Like nobody see, yeah,
right,
no harm, no foul. Or just kind of like had a talk or whatever. But I think that I think that the common thread is that people do not like to see physical violence. That is a man thing, and that is not that is people don't need the masses don't need to see it globally
right.
because it doesn't. It just men can have a fight and actually shake hands and have a beer, and there ain't nothing. But when the masses see it, you're not shaking hands and having a beer after
And,
that.
and again, to just to think about our backgrounds growing up, where we grew up at, it wasn't so shocking to see that behavior, but
Right.
it was shocking to see it on the big
With
screen and to know that it's not an act and it's something real being played out. And just the amount of people that was calling for an arrest. I'm like, it was a slap. I've seen people do worse in the hood.
I mean, he's not a come on. He was arrested for what, and then to do what? So he can have a. I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with it
No,
because trust me, he understands the full um the full
magnitude.
weight magnitude of what his choice. Because I always said like, damn, Will, that was a long walk to get up to Chris. That was a long. It was a pretty long walk. I thought he would leave. He changed his. I mean, like he had time, but I guess he. You know what? The only acting that was there in that scenario is that he committed to what he went to do. He committed. He committed. He didn't like laugh it off. Or he just committed, and he furthermore committed when he sat down, and that just showed you that it was bigger than Chris. It wasn't necessarily Chris. It was something that's going on internally that's bothered that has to do with Will. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's okay not to smile all the time, and
Right.
and but it's not okay, to transgress violently to some, you know what I mean, especially when Chris wasn't. He wasn't. It was a shot, but it was jokes. It was comedy. So
It was, and that's the thing. And
yeah,
and I had to say, I've been to comedy shows where it got worse, a lot worse than that.
yeah, yeah.
A lot worse than that. And I think about the video where Martin Lawrence said to MC Light's boyfriend at the time that she has this tattoo on her, he has her tattoo on his chest. But he said, but that's nice and everything. But I used to, bunker too. I'm like, that's fighting words.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I mean, look at Don Rickles. I mean, he say the coldest.
Oh,
I mean, come on, come on. I
you don't know about
mean,
Don Rickles was raw.
yeah, I mean, very raw. And but I guess his delivery and everything else, his age plays a part. You know what I mean? You can get away with more. I don't think what Chris said was was
No,
on any level equivalent to what happened.
no.
I just think that was the thing that triggered something that was already festering,
Well, you
and
got to
it's
think about
unfortunate.
the 2016 monologue at the Oscars, where everyone was getting that work from Chris. Everyone was
Yeah,
getting that work
yeah.
from Sylvester Stallone to every white person in the room was getting that work from Chris, and it just may hit a little different when he talked about Jada not being able to, saying she's going to boycott because he didn't get an award for concussion, and the whole thing about Rihanna. And I said, yeah, well, that might have, her saying she wasn't even invited. Well, a lot of people not invited, but I think it may have struck a chord, and then it's like, she was in the front row. They literally in the front row, in front of the comedian. When I come in the Connie Club, I'm going to the left or to the right.
You
I'm
go to
like,
the back. Yeah, you ain't got time for all that noise. But
so what else? What else are you working with? Like coming up? What other things you got coming up besides this great tonight we're going to be watching?
I'm doing a TV series called Canceled. It's about an actor who he's from Rialto, and he's big. He's doing his thing in Hollywood. He has an argument with a female in the green room. The female beats him up and then charges him with assault, and he gets canceled from Hollywood. He has to go back to his hometown of Rialto. So yeah, we shot like 8 episodes. We're like on the 8th episode now, and we just rocking out.
That's not what almost happened to Chris Brown. They almost tried to cancel him recently.
Chris Brown as well. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing about these things. Like, and that's why everybody should take a note, because you could be squeaky clean, and one thing could just tarnish everything. And that's why we shouldn't like be so quick to judge, be so judgmental. Like I said, I love Will Smith. I love Chris Rock. I love what they bring to the game. Absolutely. And I think that Chris Rock has stepped in shit plenty of times. We all step in a little shit here and there. And I think that we should all find a healing point from this and try to like uplift both of them. Uplift them both. You know what I mean? Both. Yeah.
They're both, even Jada for that matter.
She's been taking a lot of slack too. It's time to stop pointing the finger is what I'm really trying to say. Like, we all have these faults, and we all, like, under the right pressure can implode, explode, and it is, like you said, every day is chess. Every day is a mental chess game. Yeah.
Any final words?
Final words. I want to say to the people out there, thanks for watching, and make sure you tune in to True to the Game, the trilogy 1, 2, and 3, produced by the great producer Manny Haley, a force to be reckoned with in Hollywood. And also look out for my man Byron, big Dennis Byron, because on the real, Dennis, like, I see you on all these programs. Like, you were so informative on the Tasha K. I didn't know about Tasha K, but like, I love, like, you was keeping everybody updated. I mean, you had the most insightful. You had a young lady attorney on your show.
Brittany
the
Donovan.
Both of you guys, man, you were killing it. And you know what? And this is like, why do we have to wait to watch CNN, Fox, this one, that one? When you, like, not only do you have your ears to the street, you know people, you in and out of the courtrooms, celebrities, like you everywhere. And I appreciate info coming from you, because I know it's going to be honest. I know, you try not to, even if you have something personal or whatever, you try not to be biased. When I was watching you, it didn't seem biased to me. It didn't seem biased.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Coming from you, that's big. Just you get one life and to live, and it's the dash between your birth and your death that matters and what you do. So I definitely appreciate you. I appreciate what you've done for film, and I'm looking forward tonight and watching the movie. Ladies and gentlemen, the incredible Malik Barnhardt. Follow him on the social media. Look him up, and watch the stuff he's working on. Because when I tell you, man, I can't even tell you. I want to tell you what I seen. I was mad at him at the end of the movie. I was mad at him. But that means if he brought an emotion out of me, that means he did a good job.
Yes,
My
sir.
brother,
Thank you. Appreciate you, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate
okay,
you. See y'all
appreciate
later.
it.
Salute. Yes, sir.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Dennis Barnes Show, and you just listened to the incredible actor Malik Barnhardt, and he will be part of the trilogy that is playing tonight on BET. True to the Game 3. We had True to the Game 1, 2 already. Shout out to Manny Haley. Shout out to Rodney Turner, Yolanda Haley, Vivica A. Fox, Columbus Short, Erica People. I think I'm gonna have Erica around later on today, but I'm bringing in some of the some of the some of the hardest working people in Hollywood, and rest assured, it's going to be an experience. Until next time, I'm Dennis Byron, and have a good evening.